Ahoy! Here's a quick guide video about the world rulers added by episode 27. They are basically periodically spawning bosses in each map from portlogs and up. They appear at certain times every day, on certain channels and at certain locations. The time you can see on the screen right now. For 5 minutes before their appearance, every player currently in the channel receives a reminder and gets a UI element that displays the remaining time. If clicked, this also opens a window where the notable loot that's possible to obtain from each of them is listed, as well as their spawn locations. Once they appear, your server's population has 20 minutes to defeat as many as possible. When the 20 minutes are over, the bosses instantly disappear. Now the thing is, these bosses don't work the same way as ordinary monsters. They don't actually drop their loot upon death. The way it works is every player has to contribute a certain amount of damage during the fight in order to get rewarded. And to make matters more multiplayer friendly, every team of players has to do the same. If either the individual or the team contribution doesn't reach their specified minimum amount, then you get no rewards from that boss. So make sure you team up with your guildmates or friends and choose the map that's still within your power. And the teams should stick together as well, because those bosses are pretty damn tough. In addition to that, there's also a limit on how many parties get rewarded based on their damage ranking, so it's best to merge parties whenever possible to make sure they are all full and minimize the number of people not getting rewards. Also keep in mind that moving to another map, changing channel or leaving your party resets all your individual contribution. If everything goes well, then the moment each boss dies, you get a pop-up window showing the damage contribution of each party and your own rewards. Each player gets an Alls potion, which, when used, adds a few millions to your inventory's money count. The amount typically depends on the party's ranking and the damage delivered. The other reward is unique for each player, a randomly chosen item from the loot table which I mentioned earlier. This all depends on luck, as with everything else in this game, so it's most likely you get some buff potions or life capsules to help you with future fights, but there's a small chance for something much more valuable like extenders or accessories or the craft materials for critical rate resistance runes. A few collection pages were added along with these ruler fights, and there's also a small chance to get tokens whose only purpose is to use for collection. All the rewards are sent to your event inventory, which is good news for people struggling with inventory space. You can claim them from that by opening the Cabal menu and pressing the event inventory button. You should do that after each session of fights, by the way, in case you forget about them. You see, if left in the event inventory for 3 days, they are automatically deleted. And now a few pieces of advice. First of all, these bosses are really damn strong. You won't get anywhere without a decent amount of people, and some of them spawn in war zones. For the duration of these fights, you really should put aside all differences and work together to defeat the bosses instead of attacking players of the opposite nation. Second, the life capsules obtained from these fights are extremely useful. Not only do they restore over twice as much as normal level 3 health potions, but they do that automatically and instantly as soon as your health bar sinks low enough. They can really make a huge difference when fighting strong bosses, and of course they work in dungeons as well. So when you're about to farm something difficult or you're too sleepy to pay attention to manually use potions, just put a bunch of these in your inventory. Word of warning though, in Mission Wars their health restoration is still triggered the moment your health sinks 1500 points under your maximum, which happens quite frequently because all sorts of HP are multiplied by 10. So put them in a warehouse before you enter the battlefield if you don't want to waste them. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as usual the comments are open for questions and discussions. Ahoy!